Hey everybody, Harold here again with the ninth and penultimate video in the Power Query Ribbon series. Last time we finished with add column from examples. I'm going to try to cover the rest of add column today, and then we'll have one more on view, and then I'll move on to something else. So, the rest of the add column ribbon, tab on the ribbon. Custom column. Well, custom column lets you create a custom column with your calculations. It's got a nice function builder here. We'll call this how much quantity the salesman sells per customer, quantity per customer. It says we need a formula, so we'll do a custom formula. Quantity per customer would be sales quantity. You can say insert or double click. The sales quantity divided by customers. I say you could double click also. No syntax errors. Okay. Now I have a new quantity per customer column. Okay, I'm going to take that back off. Conditional column. Conditional column, I could say, well, I could rate my employees like, let's say, I'll show you how this works. New column is stellar rating if revenue is greater than 7,000. We'll say high rating. Add a clause, else if, it's just like in Python or another programming language. Revenue is greater than, we'll say 4,000. Then medium seller, and I could do a clause, but I could just do else because I'm only going to have one more. And it's going to be low, so else low. So this should create a new custom column called conditional column called seller rating, and then rating the sellers in high, medium, or low. I'll say okay. There we go. 7, medium, above 7, high, below 4, low. Cool. All right, now index column. I'm going to take these off as I do them. I'll include everything, the files in my description so you guys can do everything too. Index column. If you needed an index for any reason, you could start from 0 or 1, or you could do a custom. If you wanted a unique ID or salesperson ID, you could do a custom too, like this. Start at 100, step by 5, and okay. Now I have a custom column, 105, 110. I could use those for my IDs. I could mess around with the numbers, whatever I want there. Any kind of custom. Take that back off. A dupe column, well, that's exactly what it says. Duplicate column, duplicate column. Take that back off. Um, let's see. What's next? Format. Now I could do something like we've seen this before. Uppercase. New column. Uppercase. Departments. All that stuff before. Merge columns. I can merge a column with like two columns with like seller and department. Select them both. Hold the control down. Merge columns. Let's put a colon between them. And I'll just keep the name merge. That's fine. So now I have a new column at the end here. Dr. Leticia Nascimento, MD, colon electronics. I wanted to clean that up a little. I might do something like this. Remember, you can edit this stuff. Do custom space colon space. That might look a little neater. All right, let's clean that up a little. So remember, you can edit these steps and move them up and down, change them, take them out, insert one, whatever you want to do. Don't forget about that. Let's take that back off. Of course, we can extract, parse, uh, same as we did another, just creates another column. For instance, extract, oh, between delimiters, starting delimiter period, ending delimiter comma. Should give us a column with just the names. Okay, there we go. Took off the doctor and the MD. Take that back off. Statistics. You could take two columns and sum them, sum of revenue and revenue goal. Okay, you just use regular statistics stuff on there. Same as the transform tab, just a little bit. Adds a new column instead of creating one, instead of transforming the current one. You can do the same with all these, new column with all that information. Rounding, create a new column with rounded numbers so I can like round this down to one place and create a new column, which is 0. Uh, information, I could take this column, set sales quantity, and do the information column is odd, is even. I'll do is odd. It gives me a Boolean column, whether the number in that column's odd or even. And next we'll do date and time, and let me switch files I'm working on for this. And here we have the flight info query back open so we can work on the dates. Um, Showed you most of this date stuff in the transform column video. This just adds a column instead of doing it in the current column. So you can do age. Okay. We'll take that back off. You can do all the other stuff, year, beginning of week. Everything you could do, I showed you in transform. Are a couple things you couldn't do in transform because you need two columns. So we'll select purchase date and flight date. You do subtract days. Now I have a column showing how many days are between the purchase date and the flight date. A lot of interesting information we could get from that. How long before a flight people purchase their tickets, etc. You can do if you do a date and a time, uh, purchase date and departure time. I can do combined date time, and then I have a combined date time merge column. Date. So that's about for date. For time, I didn't go over this a lot in transform. You can do time only, show just the hour, just a minute, just a second, just like you could with days, weeks, months, and years. The important thing here is select the two columns on time. If you do the subtract here, this is where duration comes in. I didn't cover it in transform because you really need to do it here. Subtract, you get that column subtraction, and it shows the difference between those times and hours. That is a duration. If you see the clock, it's no longer a time icon. It's actually a duration icon. That's a different type of data. Time duration is a different type of data. If you select it, you can now work with the duration. You can get the duration in days, hours, minutes. So the duration is minutes for 46. I'll take that back off. Duration, totals, hours, minutes, seconds. Let's see how many seconds were in those hours. 13,610 seconds. Cool. Only you can only get this stuff working with duration data type. And you can also even do stats on it or multiply the time. I mean, if you want to work with time, this is the place to do it. So there's the time times 5, 3 hours, 46, 1854. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. That is the end of the add column portion of the video series. We'll be moving on to view the next series. That's the last tab on the ribbon. It shouldn't take very long. I hope you liked this one. If you did, please like it and subscribe. Thanks, everyone.